Well, good day, friends. I hope you're all doing well. I'm Frankie, and this is the Think Tank. So, hello, Shauna. I hope you're doing well. So, that affidavit has been released, so I thought we could go through some of that. There's a bit of a map set up, a bit of a map set up, and a few different articles to go through. So I'm thinking we should probably start with the affidavit. Okay, there we go, guys. I was looking at it a little bit easier. I hope it's okay for you guys to see. Let me check in. So you guys can see that and hear me fine? Everything's working? Hello, Perry. Oh, my word. Is that not the truth? Is that not the truth? Hello, Shauna. Oh, my God. I think we're going to have to take a look at this, right? The stuff that didn't come out. It was shocking. It was absolutely shocking. So let's do this. And I will pop in every once in a while and we can chit chat about it. But here we go. So this is Exhibit A and a statement of Brett Payne. This is December 29th, 2022, District of Latah. So the following information is provided by Brett Payne. I'm going to start by saying anything that I do say, there was a disclaimer up, but I do want to say what I end up saying as definitely just my own opinion. And form your own. Don't let me sway you in any which way, because I tend to have opinions. Okay, there we go. The below information is provided by Brett Payne, who is a duly appointed, qualified, and acting peace officer within the county of Latah, state of Idaho. Brett Payne is employed by Moscow Police Department in the official capacity or position of corporal. Is being assisted, I'll get rid of that, by members of the Idaho State Police and agents of the FBI. On November 13th, 2022, at approximately 4 p.m., Moscow Police Department, MPD, Sergeant Blaker, and I responded to 1122 King Road. So, again, just a heads up. You know, the information in here sometimes is a little bit disturbing. So it's saying that they responded to 1122 King Road, Moscow, Idaho, hereafter the King Road residence. Upon our arrival, the Idaho State Police, ISP, forensic team was on the scene and was preparing to begin processing the scene. MPD officer Smith, OFC, is what they are the acronyms. One of the initial responding officers to the incident advised he would walk me through the scene. OFC Smith and I entered the King Road residence through the bottom floor doors on the north side of the building. OFC Smith and I then walked up to the second floor. OFC Smith directed me down a hallway to the west bedroom on the second floor, which I learned was Xana's through a driver's license and other personal belongings that was found in that room. Xana Kernodle, hereafter Kernodle's room. Just before the room, there was a bathroom door on the south wall of the hallway. As I approached the room, I could see a body, later identified as Kernodle's, laying on the floor. Kernodle was deceased with wounds which appeared to have been caused by an edged weapon. Also in the same room, a male, later identified as Ethan Chapin, hereafter Chapin, was also deceased with wounds later determined by the autopsy report provided by redacted to the county medical examiner dated December 15th to be caused by sharp force injuries. I then followed OFC Smith upstairs to the third floor of the residence. The third floor consisted of 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. The bedroom on the west side of the floor was later determined to be Kaylee Goncalves, hereafter Goncalves' room. I later learned from a review of Officer Noon's body camera there was a dog in the room when Moscow police initially responded. The dog belonged to Goncalves and her ex-boyfriend, Jack Decor. I found out from my interview with Jack Decor on November 13th, 2022, that he and Goncalves shared the dog. OFC Smith then pointed out a small bathroom on the east side of the third floor. This bathroom shared a wall with Madison Mogan's, hereafter Mogan, bedroom, which was situated on the southeast corner of the third floor. As I entered this bedroom, I could see 2 females in the single bed in the room. Both Goncalves and Mogan were deceased with visible STAB wounds. I later noticed what appeared to be a tan leather knife sheath laying on the bed next to Mogan, her right side, when viewed from the door. The sheath was later processed and had a K-bar, USMC, and the United States Marine Corps Eagle Globe of Anchor insignia stamped on the outside of it. The Idaho stab later located a single source of DNA, that turned out to be the suspect's profile that was left on the bottom snap of the knife's sheath. As part of the investigation, numerous interviews were conducted by Moscow Police Department's officers, Idaho State Police detectives, and FBI agents. 2 of the interviews included BF and DM. So these are the 2 girls in the downstairs, Dylan and Bethany. And Dylan were inside the King Road residence at the time of the homicides and were roommates to the victims. BF, so Bethany's bedroom, was located on the east side of the first floor in the King Road residence. So I'm going to see what you guys think about all of this. Hi, Dandy. Good to see you, friend. Good to see you, Shauna, as always. So what are you guys thinking of all of this? I'll just say this. I never had a reason to feel the way I felt about Dylan, But now I have the perfect excuse to do that. I'm so ready to get some answers, I hope. Sorry, this shit got me going. It absolutely is, Shauna. I definitely feel safe here. Don't get me wrong. I would gladly say these things in front of her face. Absolutely. Oh, my word. So, hey, Slingin, good to see you. So what we're going to look at next, you're going to find very interesting. So let's get back to this, and you will probably understand Mexi's feelings right away. And I seen that just as I was checking out. Yeah, we'll learn about her. Okay. Got that. Based on numerous interviews conducted by MPD officers, ISP detectives, and FBI agents, as well as my review of evidence, I have learned the following. Okay, buckle up, guys. On the evening of November 12th, 2022, Chapin and Kernodle are seen by Bethany at the Sigma Chi House at the University of Idaho campus at 735 Nez Perce Drive from approximately 9 p.m. to 12. On November 12th to 1:45 a.m. on November 13th. B also estimated that at approximately 1:45, Chapin and Kernodle returned to the King Road residence. BF also stated that Chapin did not live in the King Road residence, but was a guest of Kernodle's. Goncalves and Mogan went to a local pub, the bar called the Corner Club at 202 North Main Street in Moscow. Goncalves and Mogan can be seen on video footage provided by the Corner Club between 10 and p.m. on November 12th and 1:30 a.m. on November 13th. At approximately 1:30 a.m., Goncalves and Mogan can be seen on a video at a local food vendor called the Grub Truck at 318 South Main Street in downtown Moscow. The Grub Truck live streams videos from their food truck and on that streaming platform Twitch, which is available for public viewing on their website. The video was captured by law enforcement. A private party redacted reported that he provided a ride to Goncalves and Mogan at approximately 1:56 a.m. from downtown Moscow in front of the Grub Truck to the King Road residence. So DMs, that's Dylan, and BF is Bethany. Both made statements during the interview that indicated the occupants of King Road residence were all home by 2 a.m. and asleep in their rooms by approximately 4 a.m. This is with the exception of Kernodle, who received a DoorDash order at the residence at approximately 4 a.m. Law enforcement identified the DoorDash delivery driver who reported this information. So we have to kind of pay attention to these times here, right? Never have we heard it's always between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. But now we have literally a DoorDash delivery at 4 a.m. What do you think of this? Yeah, we've got more coming. You're not going to believe what we see in this paperwork. I'm so confused by her behavior. The dog was barking. She heard a commotion and saw a masked figure. FFS. Oh, yes, Shauna. Oh, yes. Big thumbs up to Ellie. They did a great job. Oh, my God, Slingin, they did a phenomenal job. Okay, so we've got this DoorDash delivery now. So DM, which Dylan stated, she originally went to sleep in her bedroom on the southeast side of the second floor. So she's talking about that room just off the kitchen that we all thought was not occupied. That was supposedly Dylan's room now. So her room, there was not two people downstairs that were regular occupants. There was just Bethany downstairs, and Dylan was up on that second floor for, I don't know when she moved in there. So she said she originally went to sleep in her bedroom on the southeast side of the second floor. DM stated she was awoken at approximately 4 a.m. by what she stated sounded like gaunt calves playing with her dog in one of the upstairs bedrooms, which were located on that third floor. A short time later, DM said she heard what she thought was gaunt calves saying something to the effect of, "There's someone here." A review of the records obtained by forensic download of Kernodle's phone showed this could also have been Kernodle, as her cellular phone indicated she was likely awake using TikTok at approximately 4:12 a.m. So we have not been asked to look at anything past 4 a.m. And what we're finding is some of these people were still wide awake and doing their thing. So why were we given between 3 and 4? I'm not sure. So yeah, there's a TikTok at approximately 4:12 a.m. DM stated she looked out of her bedroom, but did not see anything when she heard the comment about someone being in the house. DM stated she opened her door a second time when she heard what she thought was crying coming from Kernodle's room. And then she said she heard a male's voice say something to the effect of, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." At approximately 4:17 a.m., a security camera located at 1112 King Road, a residence immediately to the southwest of 1122 King Road, picked up a distorted audio which sounded like voices or whimpers, followed by a loud thud. A dog could also be heard barking numerous times, starting at about 4:17 a.m. So if you guys remember, I've been like preoccupied with that house that's at kind of like the bottom of their driveway because it's all blurred out, right? This is why. This is why. Unreal. DM stated she opened her door for the third time after she heard crying and saw a figure clad in black clothing and a mask that covered the person's mouth and nose while walking towards her. DM described the figure as about 5'10", a taller male, but not very muscular, but athletically built with bushy eyebrows. The male walked past DM as she stood frozen in shock. The male walked towards the backsliding door. DM locked herself in her room after seeing the male. DM did not state if she recognized the male. The leads investigators to believe that the murderer left the scene. She did not state that she recognized the male. Okay, yeah. Okay, so what the hell, hey? Oh, yay, dandy, yay. Oh, isn't this something, Shauna? Like, it is absolutely terrifying. So imagine that terror, and then imagining that there was somebody in the house that heard all of this going on, and the guy literally walked right past her. Literally just walked right past her. So my question is for Dylan, if you went back to sleep after this happened, why were the cops called at noon when, by the sounds of things, this girl has heard everything that happened? Very, very questionable. And I don't even know what to say about this. No, not, she called 911, or somebody did, at about noon, like just around noon. That's when they were alerted. So it says here that the combination of DM's statement to law enforcement, reviews of forensic downloads of records between BF and DM's phone, and video of a suspect video, as described below, leads investigators to believe the homicides occurred between 4 a.m. and 4:25 a.m. So, I mean, this time here, very, very, very interesting. I mean, we were not told about this time. We were told to look between 3 and 4. During processing of the crime scene, investigators found a latent shoe print. This was located during the second processing of the crime scene by ISP forensic team by using a presumptive blood test and then amino black, a protein stain that detects the presence of cellular material. The detected shoe print showed a diamond-shaped pattern, similar pattern of a Vans type shoe sole, just outside of the door of DM's bedroom, located on the second floor. This is consistent with DM's statement regarding the suspect's path of travel. So just outside of her bedroom, there is a red footprint. Aye, aye. As part of the investigation and its extensive search, commonly referred to in law enforcement as a video canvass, was conducted in the area of the King Road residence. This canvass was to obtain any footage from the early morning hours of November 13th in the area of King Road and the King Road residence and surrounding neighborhoods in an effort to locate suspects or the suspect vehicle traveling or leaving from the King Road residence. This video canvass resulted in the collection of numerous surveillance videos in the area from both residential and business addresses. I have reviewed numerous videos that are collected and have had conversations with the other MPD officers, ISP detectives, and FBI agents that are similarly reviewing the footage that was obtained. A review of footage indicated that a white sedan, hereafter called the suspect vehicle, was observed traveling westbound on the 700 block of Indian Hills Drive in Moscow at approximately 3:26 a.m. So we will go through, there's a map that Mexi has done. She has done a phenomenal job. And it kind of gives us an idea about not only this neighborhood, but his alleged route. Okay, so at approximately 3:26 and westbound on Steiner Avenue at Idaho State Highway 95 in Moscow at approximately 3:28 a.m. On this video, it appears suspect vehicle 1 was not displaying a front license plate. A review of the footage from multiple videos obtained from King Road neighborhood showed multiple sightings of the suspect vehicle starting at 3:29 a.m. and ending at 4:20 a.m. These sightings show the suspect vehicle 1 makes an initial 3 passes by the 1122 King Road residence and then leave via Walenta Drive. Based off my experience as a patrol officer, this is a residential neighborhood with very limited number of vehicles that travel in that area in the early morning hours. Upon review of the video, there are only a few cars that enter and exit this area during this time frame. Suspect vehicle 1 can be seen entering the area a fourth time at approximately 4:04 a.m. It can be seen driving eastbound on King Road, stopping and turning around in front of 500 Queen Road, number 52, and then driving back westbound on King Road. The suspect vehicle is in front of the King Road residence. It appeared to be unsuccessfully attempt to park or turn around on the road. The vehicle then continued to the intersection of Queen Road and King Road, where it can be seen completing a 3-point turn and then driving eastbound again down Queens Road. Suspect vehicle 1 is next seen departing the area of King Row residence at approximately 4:20. Did not take him long to do all of this. It is next seen departing the area of King Road at approximately 4:20 at a high rate of speed. Oh, that's smart. Suspect vehicle 1 is next observed traveling southbound on Walenta Drive. Based on my knowledge of the area and review of camera footage in the neighborhood, that does not show suspect vehicle 1 during the time frame. I believe that suspect vehicle 1 likely exited the neighborhood at Palouse River Drive and Constoga Drive. Palouse River Drive is the southern edge of Moscow and proceeds into Whitman County, Washington. Eventually, the road leads to Pullman, Washington. Pullman, Washington is approximately 10 miles from Moscow, Idaho. Both Pullman and Moscow are small college towns, and people commonly travel back and forth between them. So this almost seems like a secondary road instead of hitting the main highway. Let me see. Hello, James. Good to see you. I have to drive, but I'm listening and talk to myself. I'll jump on here when I get a chance, guys. See you later, Skater. Good to see you always. So yeah, this is something. They had a lot of information that we were not aware of. Law enforcement officers provided video footage of a suspect vehicle 1 to forensic examiners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation that regularly utilizes surveillance footage to identify the year, make, and model of an unknown vehicle that is observed by one or more cameras during the commission of a criminal offense. The forensic examiner has approximately 35 years law enforcement experience, with 12 at the FBI. His specific training includes identifying unique characteristics of a vehicle, and he uses a database that gives you visual clues of vehicles across states to identify differences between the vehicles. That's interesting. After reviewing the numerous observations of suspect vehicle 1, the forensic examiner initially believed the suspect vehicle 1 was a 2011 to 13 Hyundai Elantra. Upon further review, he indicated it could also be 2011 through 2016 Hyundai Elantra. As a result, investigators have been reviewing information on persons in possession of a vehicle that is between 2011 and 2016 white Hyundai Elantra. Did any of you guys see an update on that information that goes 2011 to 2016? I haven't seen anything. Investigators were given access to video footage on the Washington State University WSU campus located in Pullman, Washington. A review of that video indicates that at approximately 2:45 a.m. on November 13th, 2022, a white sedan, which was consistent with the description of the white Elantra known as suspect vehicle 1, was observed on WSU surveillance camera traveling north on Southeast Nevada Street at Northeast Stadium Way at approximately 2:53 a.m. A white sedan, which is consistent with the description of the white Elantra, known as Suspect Vehicle 1, was traveling southeast on Nevada Street in Pullman, Washington, towards SR 270 connects Pullman, Washington to Moscow, Idaho. So yeah, we will look at this. Washington was provided to the same FBI forensic examiner. The forensic examiner identified the vehicle observed in Pullman, Washington, as being a 2014 to 2016 Hyundai Elantra. At approximately 5:25, a white sedan, which is consistent with the description of suspect vehicle 1, was observed on 5 cameras in Pullman, Washington, and on WSU campus cameras. The first camera that recorded the white sedan was located on 1300 Johnson Road in Pullman. The white sedan was observed traveling northbound on Johnson Road, and Johnson Road leads directly back to West Palouse River Drive in Moscow, which intersects with Konstoga Drive. The white sedan was then observed turning north on Bishop Boulevard and northwest on SR 270 at approximately 5:27 a.m. The white Elantra was observed on camera traveling northbound on Stadium Way at Nevada Street, Stadium Way at Grimes Way, Stadium Drive at Wilson Road, and Stadium Way at Cougar Way. Okay, this is not great for us to look at because we cannot make it bigger. So we will we'll look at it on ours. On November 25th, 2022, NPD asked law enforcement agencies to be on the lookout for a white Hyundai Elantra in the areas. On November 29th, 2022, at approximately 12:28 a.m., Washington State University, WSU, police officer Daniel Tango queried the white Elantras registered at WSU. As a result of that query, he located a 2015 white Elantra with Pennsylvania plate, license number LFZ 8649. This vehicle was registered to Bryan Koberger, hereafter Koberger, residing at 1630 Northeast Valley Road, apartment 2001, Pullman, Washington. 1630 Northeast Valley Road is approximately 3/4 of a mile from the intersection of Stadium Way and Cougar Way, last camera's location that picked up the white Elantra. The same day at approximately 12:58 a.m., WSU officer Curtis Whitman was looking for white Hyundais and located a 2015 white Hyundai Elantra at 1630 Northeast Valley Road in Pullman in the parking lot. 1630 Northeast Valley Road is an apartment complex that houses WSU students. Whitman also ran the car and returned to Koberger with a Washington tag. I reviewed Koberger's Washington State driver's license information and photograph. This license indicates that Koberger is a white male, height of about 6 feet, weighs about 185 pounds. Additionally, the photograph of Koberger shows that he has bushy eyebrows. Koberger's physical description is consistent with the description of the male DM saw inside the King Road residence on November 13th. Further investigation includes a review of Latah County Sheriff's Deputy Corporal Duke's body cam and reports showed that on August 21st, 2022, Bryan Koberger was detained as part of a traffic stop that occurred in Moscow by Corporal Duke. At the time, Koberger, who was the sole occupant, was driving a white 2015 Hyundai Elantra with Pennsylvania plates LFZ 8649 that was set to expire on November 30th, 2022. During this stop, which was recorded via a law enforcement's body camera, Kohlberg provided his phone number as redacted 8458. Hereafter, the 8458 phone is the cellular telephone number. Investigators conducted electronic database queries and learned that the 8458 phone is a number issued by AT&T. October 14th, 2022, Bryan Koberger was detained as part of a traffic stop by a WSU police officer. Upon review of that body cam and report of the stop, Koberger was the sole occupant and was driving a white 2015 Hyundai Elantra, and again, the plates on November 2018. 2022, according to Washington State Licensing, Kohlberger registered the 2015 white Elantra with Washington and later received a Washington plate, CFB 8708. Prior to this time, the 2015 white Elantra was registered in Pennsylvania, which does not require a front license plate to be displayed on the vehicles. This was learned through communications with a Pennsylvania officer who is currently certified in the state of Pennsylvania. Based on my own experience in communication with law enforcement, I know that Idaho and Washington require front and back plates. Oh, goodness. So, eating Chinese. Nami. Oh my God. How long will it take till the trial? End of this year? I sure hope not. And no, I definitely heard Moscow give an update version of the car they were looking for. I never heard of Moscow. Right, Mexi? Some of this information, it's just like, I don't know if we were being misled or what happened there, but some of the information sure differs from what we were given. So investigators believe that Kohlberger is still driving the 2015 white Elantra because his vehicle was captured on December 13th, 2022 by a license plate reader in Loma, Colorado, information provided by a query to a database. Kohlberg's Elantra was then queried on December 15th, 2022 by law enforcement in Hancock County, Indiana. On December 16th, 2022, at approximately 2:26, surveillance showed Kohlberger's Elantra in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania. The sole occupant of the vehicle was a white male whose description was consistent with Kohlberger's. Kohlberger has a family in Albrights, Pennsylvania, and this was learned through a TLO search and a location tool database query. I'm getting tongue-tied. So what are you guys thinking? This is a lot, isn't it? It's a lot to digest. We got a little bit more to go. I always felt this killer was a peeper prowler type. He's been watching them for a while, maybe even other properties as well. I'm starting to wonder when we look at this map, he's checking out another little area, and that's exactly what I thought. Is he checking out somebody else? Why is he over here? That's what I think as well. I think they do have a strong case. I 100% agree. Very strong. They haven't even processed his vehicle, phone, computers, etc. Yeah, well said, Perry, right? They just they showed us basically what they needed to get this probable cause, this arrest. They just give what they absolutely needed, not anymore. Just wait till you see the map of the cameras that spotted him. He literally left a trail. It is hilarious. Oh, it's something else. It's something else, this guy. Okay, let me do this. And we'll get back at this. Yeah, wait till you see this map. I just kind of popped over there. I want to make sure that I've got it ready to go. Mexi's got the best maps, let me tell you. Okay, so based on information provided on the WSU website, Kohlberger, a PhD student in criminology at Washington State University, pursuant to records provided by a member of the interview panel for Pullman Police Department, we learned that Kohlberger's past education included undergrad degrees in psychology and cloud-based forensics. These records also showed Kohlberger wrote an essay when he applied for an internship with the Pullman Police Department. He wanted to work with the cops. This was in the fall of 2022. Kohlberger wrote in the essay, he had an interest in assisting rural law enforcement agencies with how to better collect and analyze technological data in public safety operations. Kohlberg also posted a Reddit survey, and we've talked about that in one of the earlier lives that we did, which can be found by an open source internet search. The survey asks for the participants to provide information to understand how emotions, psychological traits influence decision-making when committing a crime. He was deep into this. As part of this investigation, law enforcement obtained search warrants to determine cellular device that utilized cellular towers in close proximity to the King Road residence on November 13th between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. After determining that Kohlberger was associated to both the 2015 white Elantra and the 8458 phone, investigators reviewed the search warrant return. A query of the 8458 phone in these returns did not show the 8458 phone utilizing cellular tower resources in close proximity to King Road between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. Based on my training, experience, and conversations with law enforcement officers that specialize in the utilization of cellular telephone records as part of an investigation, individuals can either leave their cellular telephone at a different location before committing a crime, or they turn their cellular phone off prior to going to the location to commit the crime. This is done by subjects with surveil an area with where they intend to commit a crime prior to the date. If I get distracted, I tell you what. So let's get back here. Okay, I know that on numerous occasions, subjects surveil an area where they intend to commit a crime prior to the date of the crime. Depending on the circumstances, this could be done for a few days or for several months prior to the commission of the crime. During these types of surveillance, it's possible that an individual would not leave their cellular telephone at a separate location or turn it off if they do not plan on committing the offense on that particular day. So they're saying that they think that he literally, before this happened, he turned off his phone and he didn't turn it back on until he was basically away from that area. On December 23rd, 2022, I applied for and was granted a search warrant for historical phone records between November 2022 at 12 a.m. and November 14th at 12 a.m. for the 8458 phone held by the phone provider AT&T, approximately 24 hours preceding following the times of the homicide. On December 23rd, 2022, pursuant to the search warrant, I received records for the 8458 phone from AT&T. These records indicate that 8458 phone is subscribed to Bryan Kohlberg at the address in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, and that the account has been opened since June 23rd, 2022. Oh, my word, right, guys? And yet he spent so long on planning and staking out these crimes prior. I don't get it. Agreed. Mexi, yeah, he doesn't seem near as smart as he think he is, right? Right? No, he thinks that he's very arrogant. And I don't know if he was trying to be the next Bundy, but he's nowhere close. This man got caught in 7 weeks. Good on the cops. I'm thinking maybe book smart and no common sense. Well said, right? It's so odd. It just does not add up. I agree, Perry. This dude studied psychology and cloud-based forensics. Exactly, Mexi. And that was his downfall. Well, other than the DNA footprints, cell phone data, etc., what a huge F-up that was. I couldn't agree with you more. He made a lot of rookie mistakes after thinking that he had come up with some brilliant plan. So it says, after receiving this information, I consulted with an FBI special agent, SA, that is certified as a member of the Cellular Analysis Survey Team, member of CAST, are certified with the FBI to provide expert testimony in the field of historical CSLI, and are required to pass extensive training that includes both written and practical examinations prior to be certified with CAST, as well as the completion of yearly certification requirements. Additionally, the FBI, CAST, and SA that I consulted with has over 15 years of federal law enforcement experience, which includes 6 years of FBI. From information provided by CAST, I was able to determine estimated locations for the 8458 phone from November 2022 to November 13th, 2022, the time period authorized by the court. On November 13th, 2022, at approximately 2:42 a.m., 8458 phone was utilizing cellular resources provided in coverage to 1630 Northeast Valley Road, apartment G201, Pullman, Washington, hereafter the Kohlberger residence. At approximately 2:47 a.m., the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that provided coverage southeast of Kohlberger's residence, consistent with the 8458 phone leaving Kohlberger's residence and traveling south through Pullman, Washington. This is consistent with the movement of the white Elantra. At approximately 2:47 a.m., the 8458 phone stops reporting, which is consistent with either the phone being an area without cellular coverage, The connection to the network is disabled, such as putting the phone in airplane mode, or it's turned off. The 8458 does not report to the network until approximately 4:48, at which time it is utilized cellular resource that provides coverage to ID State Highway 95 south of Moscow, ID near Blaine, ID north of Genesee, between 4 a.m. 4:26 a.m. The phone utilizes resources that are consistent with the 8458 traveling south on ID State Highway 95 to Genesee, Idaho, then traveling west towards Uniontown, and then north back to Pullman. At approximately 5:30 a.m., the 8458 phone is utilizing resources that provide coverage to Pullman and consistent with the phone traveling back to the Kohlberger residence. So tell me, guys, that's a lot of zigzagging and kind of hard to follow. Do you think that's a possible time to get rid of that weapon? I wouldn't want to be carrying it around. That's for damn sure. So let's see, the 8458 phone movements are consistent movements with the white Elantra that was observed traveling north on Stadium Drive at approximately 5:27 a.m. Based on the review of the 8458 phone's estimated locations and travel, the 8458 phone's travel is consistent with that of the white Elantra. So it is basically saying that the phone was with him going towards the house, and then it turns off, and then a little bit later it's heading back and it's turned back on. Basically, the only time that it's blocked out is when the time that this happened. So let's see here. Below is a description, not to scale, of the possible route taken off of the cellular site. Okay, so that's tricky, right? That's really tricky, but that's kind of what we were trying to figure out. It's a lot easier when you see it on a map because, yeah, it's just a jumble of addresses. Investigators found that the 8458 phone did connect to a cell phone tower that provides service to Moscow on November 14th, but investigators do not believe the 8458 phone was in Moscow on that date. The 8458 phone has not connected to any towers that provide service to Moscow since that date. Based on my training, experience, and the facts of the investigation thus far, I believe that Kohlberger used the 8458 phone, was likely the driver of the white Elantra that is observed departing Pullman, Washington, and that this vehicle is likely suspect vehicle number 1. Additionally, the route of travel of the 8458 phone during the early morning hours of November 13th and the lack of the 8458 phone reporting to AT&T between 2:47 a.m. and 4:48. So we know that his phone is probably turned off during this time. And it is consistent with Kohlberger attempting to conceal his location during the quadruple homicides that occurred in the King Road residence. On December 23rd, 2022, I was granted a search warrant for Kohlberger's historical CSLI from June 23rd, 22 to current prospective location information and a pen register / trap and trace on the 8458 phone to aid in efforts to determine if Kohlberger stalked any of the victims in this case prior to the offense, conducted surveillance on the King Road residence, was in contact with any of the victims or associates before or after the alleged offense, any locations that may contain evidence of the unalivings that occurred on November 13th, 2022, the location of the white Elantra registered to Kohlberger, as well as the location of Kohlberger. December 23rd, 2022, pursuant to that search warrant, I received historical records for the 8458 phone from AT&T from the time the occupants opened the June 2022 after consulting with a CAST-SA. I was able to determine estimated locations for the 8458 phone from June 2022 to present. The time period authorized by the court. The records for the 8458 phone show the 8458 phone utilizing cellular resources that provided coverage to the area of 1122 King Road on at least 12 prior occasions. Prior to November 13th's attack, he had been in that direct area at least 12 times. Stalker? Good God. All of these occasions, except for one, occurred in the late evening or early morning hours of their respective days. So this guy, we know, was around that house allegedly 12 other times. So they're also saying that these kids have been followed as well. So we're just getting a tidbit of what they have for information. So, there's a lot more to come out. And this is a lot to absorb. You know what? We're probably going to do, I'm going to go through this. We'll touch on some other things. But Mexi and I are going to do a live on Saturday. And when we do that one, we will take a closer look at the maps. We'll take a closer look at this. And we'll try and put all the pieces together based on what we're learning now. Okay, so it says at approximately 12:36 p.m., the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that would provide coverage to Kate's Cup of Joe coffee stand located at the 810 Port Drive, Clarkson, Washington. Surveillance footage from the U.S. Chief's store located at 820 Port Drive, Clarkson, Washington, and adjacent to Kate's Cup of Joe showed the white Elantra, consistent with suspect vehicle number 1, drive past Kate's Cup of Joe at the time, consistent with the cellular data to the 8548 phone. So I don't know if this business is like a check-in point just to make sure everything's up and running, or if there's a reason that Kate's Cup of Joe, there's something to it that we might find out later. At approximately 12:46 p.m., the 8458 phone then utilized cellular data in the area of Albertson Grocery Store at 400 Bridge Street in Clarkston, Washington. Surveillance footage obtained by Albertson shows Kohlberger exit the white Elantra, consistent with suspect vehicle number 1, at approximately 12:49 p.m. Interior surveillance cameras show Kohlberger walk through the store, purchase some unknown items at the checkout, and leave at approximately 1:04 p.m. So this is saying they're most likely, you can't see anything. It's a mumble jumble. So we'll look at this other map. Additional analysis of the record for 8458 phone indicated that between approximately 5:32 p.m. and 5:36 p.m., the 8458 phone utilized cellular resources that provided coverage to Johnson. Okay, I'm assuming ID is Idaho. The 8458 phone then stops reporting to the network from approximately 5:36 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. That is consistent with the 8458 phone being in the area of being the area that the 8458 phone traveled in the hours immediately following the suspect's time and the homicides occurred. Wow. On December 27th, 2022, Pennsylvania agents recovered the trash from the Kohlberger's family residence located in Albrightsville, PA. The evidence was sent to the Idaho State Lab for testing. On December 28th, 2022, the Idaho State Lab reported that a DNA profile obtained in the trash and the DNA profile obtained from the Sheath identified as a male as not being excluded as the biological father of the suspect. What? At least 99.9998% of the male population would be expected to be excluded from being the possibility of being the suspect's biological father. So what that did is just basically showed that this guy is 99.9998% sure that this is the biological father. I don't know how much that helped us, but it shows that Bryan's there at his dad's. So based on the above information, I'm requesting an arrest warrant be issued for Bryan C. Kohlberger, date of birth 11/21/1994, for burglary at 1122 King Street in Moscow, Idaho, and 4 counts of unaliving in the first degree unalivings of Madison Mogan, Kaylee Goncalves, Zana Knodel, and Ethan Chapman. I declare under penalty of perjury pursuant to the law of the state of Idaho that the foregoing is true and correct. And it's signed and dated. Okay, guys. So what do you guys think of that? Oh, yay. Congratulations, Dandy. Congratulations, friend. That's kick-ass. He also came back to Moscow at 9:12 and 9:21 a.m. on the 13th. Right? Why do you think? Trying to get the Sheath back, possibly. Maybe just scoping out for cops and media. Woohoo! He was probably surprised that the scene hadn't been discovered yet. Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Especially when he locked eyes with a witness. Well said, Mexi. Like, I'm not understanding this. I'm truly not understanding this. Happy for you, Dandy. Congratulations, Dandy. That's so awesome. 2 and 1,000K. I believe them. When the roommate saw him leaving, was he bloody? Well, that's a really good question, isn't it? And that's one I don't know the answer to. I really don't. But still, you see somebody dressed in black, wearing a black mask in your house. Oh my God. Okay, so let's see here. We have Washington right here, right next to Idaho. They're very, very close. Now, these places are right on the border here. And this here is basically the same idea, almost right on the, close to the New York border. And this is where his family lived. So they drove the 2,500 miles to get to Pennsylvania. They drove it. It's like that cop said, are you afraid of flights? Are you afraid of flying? Because remembering that he has to, okay, this is saying this is where the arrest was made and the home of the alleged. Let's see how close we can get. Dominoes. So yeah, you see guys, like he's tucked in, their parents are tucked in nicely. This is a gated community that they're in. So this is 119 Lamston Drive, Effort, PA, and the home of the alleged U of I unaliver Bryan Kohlberger. Arrest made right there. Little asshole. So yeah, let's think this again. This is, we'll go way, way out. His drive clear across the country. And okay, let's go here. How about we start? Let's see here. We'll start where they started their evening. So let's go in here. So this is Pullman, and this is where he would have gone to uni. And this is Moscow. So, let me say. Okay, so we have got him at So we have him. Let's start. Okay, this is his apartment. And he followed this drive all the way into okay. I think I just took us backwards because we got the Palusi River here. Let's go to the Corner Club. So this is where they started their evening, is the Corner Club. Very nice spot. Kind of the kids' main party area. What we'll do is we'll go through this a lot more once Saturday gets here. But they were at the Corner Club, and then they went to the Grub Truck. And it is just down the way. You can tell I didn't make this map because I'm not... I'm going here, King Road. I'm not knowing my way around it as well as I should. Okay, residents on King Road, yes. So they're here, and this is basically all the, there was a lot of footage around King Road. There's Valencia. Okay, let's go. So this is Queen Road and King Road. And they are here. This is where everything happened. This is the house here that if you look on Google Earth, it's all shaded off now. And now we know why. That is the place that is saying that they heard the animal or the dog barking and they heard something and then a thump. It makes me understand a little bit more as to why that house was blurred out. It was really bugging me. So this is Sigma Chi. This is where Ethan and Xana went to that party. And we'll just show you again how close that is. So that's just right there. This is the house. There's uni. Sorry, there's house. There's uni. Very, very close. It's like minutes to get where they wanted or needed to go. So there's a camera here. Suspect vehicle 1 can be seen entering the area a fourth time at approximately 4:04 a.m. It can be seen driving eastbound on King Road, stopping and turning around in front of 500 Queen Road, number 52, and then driving back westbound on King Road, where the suspect vehicle 1 is in front of the King Road residence. It appeared unsuccessfully to attempt to park or turn around on the road. The vehicle then continued to the intersection of Queen and King Road, where it can be seen completing a 3-point turn and then driving eastbound again down King Road. Okay, so let's just take a little bit of a look at that. Okay, where are we? Taylor, Queen, and the house. So we've got pictures here. We have pictures here. What they're saying is that he comes onto Queen Road, comes up here, can't park, goes down. He's going back and forth around this house. Again, this is the kid's house. And this one picked up a distorted audio of what sounded like voices or a whimper, followed by a loud thud. A dog can also be heard barking numerous times, starting at 4:17 a.m. The security camera is less than 50 feet from the west of Kernodle's bedroom. And we did check, and yeah, it's about 50 feet. It's not very far off there from Xana's bedroom, which would be located right here. And this is also, guys, where we see that picture where the red stuff is coming out. And it does make sense because they did find her on the floor. And sadly, the human body does hold on to a lot of that stuff. So it's seeping through the walls is not a surprise to me. 7th Street and Elm. Reported at 1:43, first time on the list. First one on the list. Taylor and Banfield. Oh, okay. These are the calls that came in that evening. So this one is that alcohol offense, and that was on Taylor and Banfield. And we've got footage from that one. This here, body cam footage, that was that 3 a.m. drunk call. This was the audio. This is, of course, King Road. And see here, the suspect vehicle can be seen entering the area. This is right here, not forgetting how close that is to the girls, all right? Let's pull that up a bit. So it says it can be seen entering the area on the 4th time at approximately 4:04 a.m. It can be seen driving eastbound on King Road. So King Road, stopping and turning around in front of 500 Queen Road. Okay, that's not the one. Must be 500 Queen. Yes. Can be seen driving eastbound on the King Road, stopping, turning around in front of 500 Queen Road, and 52, then driving back westbound on King Road when the suspect vehicle 1 is in front of the residence. It appears to be unsuccessfully parking. We looked at that one, you bet. Okay, so South and Main. This was another incident that was called into police that night. And it says no report taken, disposition, ACT. It was an alcohol offense. Again, right in here. So this is all things that have been kind of gone over in previous videos, but it does give us kind of a nice idea, figure out where everybody is at. So let's go back to the house. I want to go back to the house. 1122. What did I do? Arrest. Okay. Can you imagine me in a vehicle? Okay, let's go here. That'll help me. Corner Club. Residence on King Road. There we go. And store footage. This is that gas station where the vehicle was seen speeding by. And it says state detectives picked this up 8 hours after the surveillance video was connected to the U of I crimes. This is that body cam, the drunk call. So suspect vehicle. So he is just driving around. Right here, he's heading westbound. It's about 3:26 a.m. And this is in Indian Hills. He just literally drives around. I don't know if he's passing time or what the hell he is up to. This one says traveling westbound on Steiner Avenue at Idaho State Highway 95 at 3:28. Like he is literally just bombing around. These are all routes he has taken. Okay, we looked at the fourth time. Palusi River, suspected vehicle. The first camera that recorded the white sedan was located at 1300 Johnson Road in Pullman at 5:25 a.m. That's right here. So his escape route, he's got everything basically. He's got everything down pat, he thinks. The white sedan was then observed turning north on Bishop Boulevard towards and northwest on SR 70. So yeah, that's how he's getting out. So it's almost like he waited until everything was kind of settled down, possibly even dark, and went in. I'm really freaked out about the black outfit and the ski mask, it seems, allegedly. But this stuff freaks me out. Like, what the hell? What the hell? And how long were you stalking these kids, you twisted shit? Approximately 5:27 a.m., the white Elantra is observed on camera traveling northbound on Stadium Way at Nevada Street, Stadium Way at Grimes Way, Stadium Drive at Wilson Road, and Stadium Way at Cougar Way. So it sounds like he's got himself like his route, right? There's the Pullman Moscow Highway right there. And every time you see a little camera here, you know that he was driving around. And the kids are kind of in the middle of his travels, aren't they? Cameras, cameras, cameras. Got him here. We got him at the let's see, at the, is this it? Stadium Way at Nevada. So that would be right here. Stadium Way. Unreal. So again, these are the way he's traveled. You can kind of see with the cameras. These all have him on camera. But we will absolutely, this is where he was pulled over, sorry. August 21st, cell phone data shows that from approximately 10:34 p.m. to 11:35 p.m., his cell phone used resources providing coverage to the King Road residents at exactly 11:37 p.m. Kohlberger was stopped by Latah County Sheriff's deputy. So yeah, he was already coming and going in town. So here is basically where the kids and all the cameras are. And as he gets out, it's fairly easy. You know, you can take a secondary route or you can jump on the highway. And either way will get him to where he wants. It almost looks like he took the highway in and then he took that almost back roads out. So we did not cover any of the stuff that's happening right now. But I'm thinking maybe I'll jump on later and we'll go through some of this, or tomorrow. I'll see what's out there that a person has to go through. And if there's more, I'll just jump on in an hour or two and we'll go through that again. So let's see. I am looking for, yeah, all sorts of cameras caught the Elantra gallivanting around. That is exactly what it is. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So where did they see the Elantra? All over town, like literally all over town. And in many times, it didn't say on there, but we're hearing many times where Kaylee is pinging, he is pinging. So we haven't heard that from Ellie yet, but this is something that is being said. Like, this creep got into this house and this is what he did. Oh my good God. Oh, I'm so sorry, Dandy. I'm very, very sorry. It was great to see you and feel better. Absolutely. Wow. How about your charger, though? In front of the house, from cameras, witnesses, a little bit of everything. There's more cameras than we ever knew. All sorts of cameras caught the Elantra gallivanting around. Absolutely. All the red cameras is where he was spotted. Well, half those red cameras are just from the 13th. Makes you think this guy was on their radar early on. Well, it makes you question it, doesn't it? The question marks are the 3 police calls. Ha, you got it. I'm looking so forward to going through this with you. You've got it down pat. I can't imagine that his classmates didn't report the weirdo for wearing gloves in class after. So was he wearing them? Like, I know they're saying that he was wearing them, like, bombing around. He would go to the store, he's wearing his gloves, he's driving, he's wearing his gloves. But was he actually doing that while he was, like, grading everybody and doing his thing? Maybe they were just used to him being a weirdo, right? Ellie will line it all up neatly with the help of the FBI. I totally agree, Perry. I totally agree. They've got so much that we had no idea about. So I think for now, that's probably where I'm going to leave it. And like I said, I'll go through what else is out there. There is so much in that affidavit. If you want to see the whole thing, jump onto my Discord because the affidavit is sitting in there. So go take a peek, and yeah, we can definitely chat about this later. Do you guys have any other questions or anything you want to see before we head out? I think he knew he messed up, and that he might have, when he won, blah, 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 blah. I think he knew he messed up, and that he might have when once he was pulled over by Indiana. So that could be the reason for the alleged gloves after the fact. Gotcha. Gotcha. And I do. I think. Yeah. Oh, my word. So, yeah. Leave it at that, guys. Okay. Sounds awesome. Well, I'm going to thank everybody once again for being here with me. I appreciate you. If you want, set that bell. And if you're not subscribed, please do. And yeah, set that bell, and I will see if there's something that comes out that we can touch on later, even all the pins that I've got up there, and maybe talk a little bit more about him being picked up. See you later, Skater. See you, Perry. Okay, let me see. I will talk to you guys later.